I'm Mr. Lover Lover. She call me Mr. Bombastic, tell me fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic. Call me fantastic, touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Smooth.
Wagwan people, it is I, Sour, and I bring a UU match against the Butterfreek. His link will be down below, and if you're expecting me to make a wise ass joke about his name, then prepare to be pleasantly disappointed. So, with that cheery start out of the way, let's look at a team preview real quick, shall we? Now, what immediately springs to mind for me is that he doesn't have a rapid spinner, which is excellent, so I'm free to lay out spikes with Frostlass and Stealth Rock with my Donphan without it being spun away. Next, he's got a Scarf Flygon, probably the Bisharp, which is a big threat. So, I mean, I know what happens when it comes to Bisharp. Substitute Swords Dance, I'm guessing, and either Iron Head or Brit Break, Sucker Punch. So, Gastrodon is also there. I don't really want to insult your intelligence. I say this was taken before it went to OU, but I kind of have to because there are some people which are, yeah. There's Miss Magius, I'm predicting substitutes, maybe a Calm Mindset, or it could be Taunt. And then Zapdos, because I'm guessing the Gastrodon is specially defensive, so the Zapdos will probably be physically defensive. I don't know, it'll be either defensive or special defense. I'm not expecting an attacker one. And we do have the Miltank, possibly either Scrappy or Thick Fat. And it'll probably be his Stealth Rocker, since the only two Pokemon on his team that can learn Stealth Rocks is Bisharp, which I know probably, I highly doubt will have Stealth Rock, and the Miltank. And I know in his narration that he didn't think that I knew that, but I do actually, so yeah. As for possible leads, I'm not sure, maybe the Miltank, as I've already stated before, or Miss Magius, or maybe even Flygon actually, since I have seen a few opponents leave the Flygon and just U-turn out straight away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with my Frostlass, just to get as many entry hazards as quickly as possible, basically. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the show. Butterfreek does decide to lead off with the Flygon, and I'm going to lead off with my bulky Frostlass. I'm going to switch out straight away because I want him to think that I do have a Focus Sash, because I am actually the bulky variant, but I don't want to reveal leftovers just yet. So I'm going to switch out into Donphan just to take the U-turn, as he's going to switch out into Miss Magius, and when it's Miss Magius versus Donphan, Donphan usually loses out, but I want to get up my Stealth Rock straight away just to get the entry hazards going, since, as you all know, I love them. I'm just going to proceed to Ice Shards, the Miss Magius substitute, just to break it. I do go crit, not sure if it mattered, I'm not going to do a calc, but either way, it's part of the game anyway. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball, does Roots Trunk, he does get a special defense drop, which does, what can you do? But he is going to Calm Mind next turn, revealing to me that he is the Calm Mind set, as I'm just going to go for the Ice Shard. He was probably predicting my switch, but I just want to get as much damage as I can on this Miss Magius, as it does have the leftovers, which is kind of annoying. I would have liked to see Lifeorb, but what can you do, as they say. As I'm just going to Ice Shard one more time, as he's going to take me out with a +1 Shadow Ball. So I lose Donphan pretty early, but that's fine, since looking at the rest of this team, Donphan won't be as useful in this match as my previous matches, but you know, whatever. As I'm going to go into my Choice Card for Zelf, go straight for the Zen Headbutt, I don't miss, and easily knock that thing out, because Miss Magius does not have the best defense at all. As he's going to now switch into his Gastrodon, I'm going to proceed to switch out into my Frostlass, as he does go for the Scalds, hoping for the burn, and he actually does get the burn, which helps me more than it really does help me more than it helped him. Trust me, you'll see later on in the match. Now he's going to take this opportunity and switch into his Bisharp, as I'm just going to get up a layer of spikes. That's my first layer, and I am going to get hit by the burn. Now he thinks that Frostlass is set up fodder or bait, but unfortunately for him, I am packing the Taunt, which I'm going to proceed to do now, so he cannot go for the Swords Dance and substitute away. And now I realise that he is not packing the Iron Head, and he does actually have the Brit Break, seeing as he switched out right now, which is excellent scouting information, as I'm going to put up my second layer of spikes, so that's 2 layers now. Now, as I've said before, I do know that this Miltank will probably carry the Stealth Rocks, which is why I'm going to taunt it right now, just to prevent that, and he does go for Stealth Rock, so which is excellent, so there's no hazards on my field and almost all the hazards on his field. So, but the burn is starting to rack up now, so I'm just going to go for the pain split just to get some health back, which is just it's a brilliant set. And I believe he was fearing the Destiny Bomb this whole time. Oh, and he does go for the buzz line, but unfortunately for him, that was either a miss salve or he didn't realise that he is packing thick fats, which is good scouting information yet again for me. As I am just going to put up my last layer of spikes, so I'm fully set up now, and things are actually going my way, since I know that either the Gastrodon or the Miltank will probably be packing the Toxic, which is why I say the Skull Burn really does help me a lot. It's actually pretty funny actually, since my Frostlass is pretty much walling his entire team. Is absolutely hilarious. For me, obviously, I bet for him he's just like, oh, just why? Just why so? Just why? Butterfreek does find opportunity to switch into his Flygon, predicting the pain split, as Flygon on his team is the only thing that has a low HP stat, so that's a very good move on his part. And now he's going to go for the Adamant Choice Scarf Earthquake, and I lived that with a wow, and I hit him with an Ice Beam. No way that's going to live. Bulky Frostlass, amazing. I love this set. I mean, and I live with 1 HP as well, which is just amazing. Seeing as I really did want to use this in, I always quite like Frostlass since it is a ghost Pokemon after all, but I just couldn't really find a way to use it in Gen 4 OU since it was borderline at that time, but in Gen 5 UU it's been working amazing for me. Truly a great Pokemon. So now I'm in a pretty comfortable position right now, since I'm just going to go for the Zen Headbutt, as this Miltank tanks a hell of a lot from Stealth Rock and Spikes, but it surprisingly lives, so physically defensive, I'm guessing. As I'm just going to go for the Zen Headbutt again. I thought that he probably will switch into the Bishop, but right now I'm in a pretty comfortable position as I'm just locked into it. If he does switch into it, that is fine. He's probably just going to go for the Substitute or the Sword Stance. I can go into Suicune, who does pack the Raw, and easily phase him out, which he does proceed to do. Go for the Substitute, and he'll probably Sucker Punch this turn, or Sword Stance, whichever one. And as I've just said, previously stated, I'm just going to phase him out, because I know what's going on with Bishop. I've swept too many people to not have something to counter it, which will be my Suicune. I do get Toxic by the Gastrodon, but that's a price to pay. It doesn't really matter too much, as I'm just going to phase out once again, bring the Miltank, and which will die upon entry, as he does go into the Zapdos and gets some Stealth Rock damage. And here is where I make a pretty big error, as I'm getting a bit greedy now. I got too complacent and I went for the Scald, hoping for the burn, and already know my luck with burn, so also I don't get it. And now he's able to roost up once again on the next turn to get up even more HP. You'll see how key this play was later on in the match, as I'm just going to phase him out as I should have done previously. So yeah, I'll force him out into Bishop once again, and now he's probably thinking that he's probably really annoyed by me facing out all his guys getting entry hazards up. So I'm predicting him not to go for the Sucker Punch, and I'm just going to go right for the Scald, and bam, Bishop did absolutely nothing this match. I'm very happy about that. Now in comes the Zapdos. He does take some Stealth Rock damage, and I'm just going to leave in my Suicune as Death Fodder, since I don't have a safe switch into this. Suicune has already done its job. It's taken out how many guys thanks to Raw. It's just, it can take a well deserved rest right now, as I'm going to switch into my own Zapdos, threatening it with the Toxic, as I'm just going to proceed to do that just to wear these guys down right now, since these are his last 2 Pokemon and it's looking pretty good for me right now. Now here I'm just going to get into a Toxic stall. I'm just going to basically get into a stall wall with this Gastrodon, as the only thing I can hit it with is the Heat Wave, and I'm just going to try and wear it down with Toxic, as I've already previously stated. I did want to go into Cobalion to start setting up some Calm Minds, as it is the Calm Mind set, so I will not fear the burn as much, but the residual damage will be a hindrance. But I was unsure if this thing did have or did pack Earthquake or Earth Power. I was not sure, and I don't want to switch into an Earth Power. But either way, this Gastrodon will go down eventually, and he'll bring in his last guy, Zapdos. Now here, this is where things get really interesting as he takes on Stealth Rock damage. He goes for the substitute, and this is not a speed tie. He actually does have more speed EVs than even me, which is quite surprising, and this is absolutely terrible. He's got a free sub up. Oh, this is absolutely horrible. This is not going my way now. As he goes for the roost, and in my panic I click Thunderbolt, not even thinking about that. I should have clicked Heat Wave to hopefully break the sub. So now I'm going to die off to Toxic, which is horrible, and this is why I also said that me not roaring, phasing that Zapdos out with Suicune the first turn really bites me in the arse, since if I did do that I would not have went for the Toxic. I would have probably just went straight for the kill with the Thunderbolts. But in any case, hindsight, I'm going to have to try and pull this back somehow. Go to Cobalion, take the Heat Wave, break the sub with the HP Ice, and I do actually live the Heat Wave with respectable amounts because of Cobalion's pretty nice defenses. I was going to go for the HP Ice again, but he's just going to start roost stalling me, which is horrible, absolutely horrible. Judging by the damage, the Zapdos is probably physically defensive, as I've already pre-slated earlier on in this video. So I'm going to have to put all my hope into Azelf. So it's physically defensive Zapdos versus Scarf Azelf. I'm going to lock myself into Ice Punch. The only way I could possibly win if I was to get a crit, and I do get a crit. Oh my goodness, Azelf, thank you so much. Let's go, Lego right now. Ah, that's disgusting. Oh wow, no way. And a crit just to spite me. That is, wow. That did not just happen. Wow, if there is a god anywhere, Arceus, you are just, wow. No words for that ending. That wow, that's just, I cannot believe that. That is disgustingly hacksy. But it made for an epic ending. Oh my goodness, one of my favourite matches and one of my best matches so far actually, in the UU game anyway. But yeah, that was a very good game, Butterfreek. And I guess for Master Pokemon Andy, yeah, I do lose occasionally, case in points. But you should never let the victories go to your head or the losses go to your heart, basically. So yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a like and feel free to leave a comment. I love reading your comments, actually, because they are pretty funny and it does give me more incentive to post. But you know, just if you don't mind, that is. So check out my opponent Butterfreek, his link will be down below. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.